Tim DTV.
We're talking about and celebrating the 20th anniversary of TV Land in this edition of The Real Footage Show. Stay tuned.
It's variety, The Real Footage Show. Tim Davis.
Hello, I'm Tim Davis, and welcome back to another edition of The Real Footage Show. Today we're going to be discussing and talking about the cable TV network TV Land, which on April 29th of 1996 went on the air for the very first time. And in the year 2016, on April 29th, is turning 20 years old. Now this video, the purpose is intended for fans who enjoy television programming that the network has presented over the years, and for enthusiasts of TV especially. The network began in April of 1996 as a spin-off of the cable TV network Nick at Night, which is a programming block on the Nickelodeon cable TV channel. When Nick at Night became really successful, TV Land was launched to give its viewers more of that kind of programming. Instead of during the nighttime and overnight hours, TV Land would become a 24-hour network, a sister network of Nick at Night. When TV Land first debuted for its first year, the network was commercial-free, only airing its television programs that were on the network at that time, along with its own bumpers and promos and special promotions for the network. Its first year on the air, it was known as Nick at Night's TV Land, and that was done to let people know that this happens to be a network from the people who bring you Nick at Night. After its first year on the air, Nick at Night's was taken off of the original TV Land logo, and then the original TV Land logo, like seen here, with the jagged edges and the different colored blocks, was used from 1996 until 2001. Now, in its early years, TV Land, unlike Nick at Night, was able to give viewers drama programs, hour-long shows. While Nick at Night was mostly that of sitcoms over the years, TV Land showed a wide variety of variety programs like the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, the Ed Sullivan Show, and the Flip Wilson Show. It also aired many westerns over the years like Have Gun Will Travel and Gunsmoke. And in its early days, it also showed classic sitcoms like The Phil Silver Show, Hogan's Heroes, Green Acres, Petticoat Junction, The Addams Family, and many more. It also had a wide variety of detective-style programming like Mannix and Cannon. It also introduced us to a world of retromercials, which are television commercials which are classics from the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, which we maybe haven't seen in some time, but were brought back by TV Land so fans could enjoy their retro flavor. The retromercials continued to air throughout the 1990s and into the early 2000s. TV Land in its early years was quite different from what people see of it today. It was sort of similar to that of what networks like Antenna TV and MeTV are as of today. But TV Land in its early days was a fantastic place for TV enthusiasts to go for retro entertainment. Its unique way of presenting programs in marathon blocks, as well as its catchy on-air promotions, was reflective of that of the days of Nick at Night, because Nick at Night produced TV Land and brought its viewers much of its same on-air creativity and promotions throughout 1996 to 2001. In the year 2000, TV Land began to present more specials and blocks during their programming hours, like Fandemonium Marathon Weekends, which was a marathon devoted to one entire show for 48 straight hours. This would be done for numerous shows for a many number of years, starting from 2000. One show would air nonstop for 48 hours, all day Saturday and all day Sunday. When the network launched the 70s hit show, pop culture show Charlie's Angels in the year 2000, in the fall of 2000, TV Land devoted an entire week, and the event was named Angel Heaven 24/7, which presented Charlie's Angels on the air 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They also had some special promotions to welcome the show to its lineup, but that's what made the network unique, just like Nick at Night. In the year 2000, TV Land also began to present a special program called Inside TV Land, which took you behind the scenes of a particular program for an hour and show you the cast members of what they are at the present day and some information you maybe did not know about your favorite shows. Some shows, for example, they have done this with were shows like Charlie's Angels, The Honeymooners, and The Dick Van Dyke Show, as well as Get Smart, among others. It was an interesting idea because not many people, at the time, the internet was not as full of information as it is, as we know it nowadays. So to be able to sit down in your living room and watch a program with information that you never knew about your favorite show was quite interesting. Now, TV Land continued to use this series, Inside TV Land, for many years to follow, and then welcome in other different kinds of programming as well. From 1999 into 2000, TV Land was using the slogan as "We're crazy about television." From 1996 to 2000, around that time, TV Land was using the phrase "Take me to TV Land." It was a place where you could go where all your TV favorites were. In the early days of TV Land, they wanted you to call up your local cable or satellite provider and just say, "Take me to TV Land." And they would add TV Land to your basic cable lineup. That was in its early days. So for many years, "Take me to TV Land" was the network slogan. And then in 1999-2000, the network slogan changed to "We're crazy about television," still using the unevenness logo, but that changed in the year 2001 when this logo was now more simplified. The font style was changed. It was all one color, and the unevenness went away to a more modern style logo in the year 2001. Also around this time, TV Land began to bring us some specials as well, specifically around New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Do you remember when they used to present an entire day on New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day? New Year's Eve, they would give us an entire day's programming of last episodes of your favorite shows. And on New Year's Day, it was the first episodes of your favorite shows. And the TV Land Marathons, which was Christmas holiday programming, which began in the year 2000, devoted to an entire weekend. It was 48 hours, Saturday and Sunday, during the Christmas holiday of your favorite Christmas episodes of your favorite shows. Classic Christmas episodes like Mr. Ed and Gunsmoke, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and Perfect Strangers. All your favorite shows for the holidays, that all began the TV Land Marathons in the year 2000. All this and much more coming right here as we continue to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Nick at Night's TV Land. In the year 2003, TV Land introduced us to its very first annual award show. The TV Land Awards began airing for the very first time in March of 2003, and since then has been introducing us and presenting us with fantastic casts, stars, and celebrities from television, film, and music during its annual award shows. The very first award show in March of 2003 was taped at the Hollywood Palladium in Hollywood, California, hosted by John Ritter. Over the years, of course, the shows have changed trends, and they have also introduced us to new segments throughout the show. But the overall general theme of bringing together iconic characters, cast, producers, and creators was done throughout these shows. The award shows has aired since 2003, but did not, however, air in the year 2013 and 2014. It was brought back in the year 2015, and then in 2016 was reinvented and renamed as the TV Land Icon Awards, now focusing on individual performers or producers of television. The TV Land Awards is just another example of creativity at its very best. In the year of 2004 and in 2005, TV Land continued to introduce us to more of its original programming. Like the TV Land Awards as being original programming, we were introduced to shows like Chasing Farrah in the year 2005, which was a reality-based television program starring Charlie's Angels star Farrah Fawcett. We were also introduced to shows like the Top 10 TV Land Countdowns, which counted down our favorite TV characters or favorite TV cars or favorite episodes of The Andy Griffith Show for that matter. But these types of programming was blended in with its regular daily schedule of classic hits like the A-Team and China Beach, as well as Mr. Ed and the Carol Burnett Show. But overall, the network's still general focus was aimed towards entertaining fans and classic TV lovers everywhere. Now going up into the late 2000s and into 2010, TV Land was now really beginning to get into a new format for the network with its first scripted original programs. It's programs like Hot in Cleveland and The Soul Man, as well as Retired at 35 and Happily Divorced. These were now brand new programs for the network, which were presented on Wednesday nights as new episodes and then would be repeated sometimes throughout the week. Its biggest and most successful to date has been Hot in Cleveland, which stars Jane Leeves, Wendy Malick, Valerie Bertinelli, and Betty White. The show ran for 6 seasons on the network and included many, many popular guest stars throughout the show's run. But the network was trying to focus on multi-camera programming, also filming a lot of their shows in front of a live studio audience, just the way many shows were back during television's golden age. These shows would continue to air on TV Land, and of course they would bring in new ones, take some off, bring on some new ones as well. By this time, TV Land's logo and slogans were now changing once again. Around 2010, the network slogan was Laugh More, which was depicted upon its introduction of its newer sitcoms airing at night in prime time. And its logo was now, the lines throughout each of the letters was taken away, and it was just one solid logo in one solid color. Going into the 2010s, and to where we are currently at now, TV Land has now focused mostly on single camera programs, mostly shows like The Jim Gaffigan Show, as well as Younger, and one of its more new popular hits like Lopez. Throughout the day, currently in the year 2016, the network's morning, afternoon, and early evening programming is dedicated to classic programming like Gilligan's Island, The Andy Griffith Show, Gunsmoke, and Bonanza. While the overnight hours and in prime time is more focused on more modern day programming like Everybody Loves Raymond, The King of Queens, and its original programming as well throughout the week. The network also has some outstanding features that I would like to mention as well, mostly in that there is still some shows airing on the network that have been airing on the network for many years. Gunsmoke, the longest running drama, Western in television history, is still continuing to air on the network since it debuted in 1996. That's when Gunsmoke was part of the very first original TV Land lineup when the network first launched, and it still continues to air on the network to this day, 20 years later. It's one of its longest running and oldest shows to date. The show has lots of power behind it. It is a classic, and many people enjoy Westerns. Another classic which continues to air on TV Land is The Andy Griffith Show, which debuted on the network in January of the year 2000. Still to this day continues to air throughout the day. And another classic which still continues to air is another Western, and that being Bonanza, which debuted on the network in the year 2003. Over the years, numerous programs and numerous specials have been presented by the network, so long that there's not enough time in a day to even talk about it, or to present it within a video format such as this. Many fans will never forget its early days when the network was for nothing but classic television. It has changed a bit over the years, but of course that is the evolution of networks and moving on to newer areas of the medium. But the network is in 2016 celebrating its 20 years on the air. Happy 20th anniversary, TV Land. I was there from the start. I remember when the network was brand new and seeing its unique creativity in its bumpers and claymation, its animated openings and specials. It was a very interesting time, and it's a very interesting time now as well, celebrating these 20 years of the network. Who knows what the future will bring for cable TV networks, or what new shows we'll be seeing in the future. A new way of presenting shows. Who knows? Only time will tell. So 1996 to 2016 is 20 years of television at its best. TV Land, a spin-off of Nick at Night, is bringing us some of the best shows and has brought us some of the best shows of all time throughout the course of the years. And for those who were lucky enough to maybe have taped some of its programming in its early days or some of its specials, hang on to them, because as the years continue to go by, those days of looking back on some of those early days of the network and even into the early 2000s is very special indeed, as well as some of its other programming as well. Thank you for joining us for this edition of The Real Footage Show. This show is intended for fans of television or for entertainment in general or of the network to enjoy. If you would like to see more videos such as this, you can follow me on YouTube on my Facebook page. And you can also add me as a friend on Facebook. Tim Davis, just find me the profile picture with the Tim D TV Network logo, circular logo. And we could, which we also present many classic TV, modern day music, and pop culture posts on that page as well. Feel free also to leave comments on these videos, and we'll try to respond to them as fast as we can. And we'll share all this great classic television memorabilia enthusiasm together. I'm Tim Davis, and for The Real Footage Show, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, my friends.
The Real Footage Show, Tim Davis.